Okay, Mr. Chair, it's all yours.
Okay. We have everyone present tonight. Welcome to Lebanon City Council meeting for March 22nd, 2021. I'll call this meeting to order. If everyone would please stand and join us with the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the many blessings that you've bestowed upon the city of Lebanon, our citizens, our first responders, and the employees that so faithfully serve our community. Be with all of us this evening as we strive to make decisions for the betterment of that community and guide us to those decisions which you know are best. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Cheryl, if you would please call a roll.
Mr. Boast,
Present.
Mr. Terry,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mr. Wertz,
Here.
Chairman Morales,
Here. Okay, the minutes have been distributed to you. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as distributed. You've also received your budget report for January 1st through February 28th. Mayor, if you could maybe give us an update.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So as of February 28th, 2021, a little more than 16% of our year was completed. Our revenue was at 14%, which our real estate taxes were not sent out as of the date of this report. So we are in line with our expectations. Our expenditures are 10.5%. So we have performed better than budget on our expenditures.
Are there any questions from council on the budget?
I just have one small question, Mayor. Did they ever get the thing with the gasoline fixed up?
Yes, they did. And everything was caught up and accounted for in the 2020 numbers and the 2021, which you'll soon have your year-end 2020 year-end report too. We'll get that to you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? All right, moving on to communications. We have one tonight, and that's Mayor Sherry L. Capello informing council of the appointment of Brian Martin as the alternate member of the Zoning Hearing Board to fill the unexpired term of Craig Gates, effective March 16th, 2021. And Mayor, if you could maybe update us on that as well.
Sure. So Mr. Martin had reached out to the city to ask if he could participate in a commission, a board, a committee. He would like to get more involved in the community. We did have an alternate position available on the Zoning Hearing Board. And with his construction contracting background, we thought that that may be a perfect fit. And being an alternate member, kind of gives you the opportunity to learn as you go, because you would only fill the position if you're needed for a quorum. So the reason why we appointed him, because this term expires on April 13th, 2021. The reason why we appointed him for this particular meeting is because last Wednesday, we haven't had any zoning hearing board cases for a while, and we actually had 2 cases last Wednesday. So we wanted him to kind of experience, what the proceedings are like, just to make sure it was something that he thought he could handle or would want to be a part of. And that's why we appointed him so close to the end of a term. And then next month, we'll come back and ask to have the normal 3-year appointment. And in addition, the reason why you'll see this under communication and under resolution is because the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code is the guidebook for zoning, land subdivision, land development in our state. And although we're strong mayor, have that form of government, the MPC indicates that the governing body shall appoint by resolution. And so council does resolutions. And so that's why it is before both the strong mayor and council. And just to very quickly give you a very brief background for him. He is a part of the Celtic Martins. He plays the violin. He's not one of the dancers. His sisters do that. He's a part of youth leadership at Calvary Church, and his family owns and operates a painting contracting business.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Any questions from council on that communication? Okay. Moving on, we have 4 resolutions tonight to go over, and the first is resolution number 28, authorizing the disposition of miscellaneous personal property in various departments in preparation for the move of the city offices in accordance with subsection 12402.1C of the third class city code. Do I have a motion for resolution number 28?
I move for the acceptance of resolution number 28.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. Carey, thank you for seconding that. And Mayor, if you could tell us about resolution number 28, please.
Sure. So basically, just like the resolution indicates, this is for us to prepare in our move to City Hall downtown. The sale of personal property, the things that we're talking about are that have estimated sale value of less than $1,000. A lot of these things are items that normally we would probably dispose of because they really have no value, like plastic file bins and maybe a broken adding machine or something like that. So we would follow the third class city code, and instead of coming back every month with things that really don't have a true value to them, this is more to streamline it, that as long as we follow the third class city code, that this resolution would authorize that disposition.
Okay. And do I have any questions from council on resolution number 28? And from those attending the media or the meeting of the press?
Yes, Chris has a. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, now I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, real quickly, the less than $1,000, is that aggregate of all the property we want to sell, or is that less than $1,000 per item?
It's all the items.
Okay, so the total amount of property we're planning on selling is worth $1,000 or less.
It's actually, I apologize. It's, yes, 1,000. And
Okay.
Mhm.
That's all I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else, Mayor?
No.
All right, hearing no further questions, Cheryl, will you take the vote?
Mr. Boast,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Wertz,
Did we lose Mr. Wertz?
I think he's muted.
Oh, he's,
Yes. I apologize.
Chairman Morales,
that's 5 yeas. Resolution number 28 is adopted. All right, and moving on to the second resolution tonight, resolution number 2029, to the Commissioners of Lebanon County requesting $25,477 in the financial aid for the improvement of city streets and authorizing the proper officials to execute an application for the same. And this supplemental funds planned for 2021 paving projects. And I would like to make that motion for resolution number 29.
And I'll second that.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Dan, thank you. And Mayor, if you could tell us a little bit about resolution number 29, please.
Sure. So this is something that we perform annually. Our basic allotment from the county's liquid fuel allocation is based on the last census number, which would be from the 2010 census. And our population at that time was 25,477. And that's what we get in a dollar value. So this is something that we will just put towards our annual paving budget.
Okay. And do I have any questions from council?
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
All right.
Sherry, do you have any streets designated for the paving with this funding?
Yes. So we are doing, depending on what the bid comes in at, because we're really not quite sure because of COVID. Last year, the prices were really low, so we're not sure if they'll remain low or if we'll see a huge increase. So we're going to get as much paving as we can with the amount that we have budgeted to do Lehman Street. We're going to start at one end and work ourselves in towards the center. We're also doing the main road, a portion or two of the main road into Coleman Memorial Park. Those are actually not park streets. They are public streets. They are on our liquid fuel list. And it is something that for several years now, the park board has requested that they felt that they needed some work. And there are two areas that we are going to put out on bid, one or two areas that we'll be doing. Again, depending on what the bid comes in for Lehman Street, and we determine what the amount per ton will be. We'll determine if we do one or two areas inside the park. But the main project this year is doing a very long
Okay.
length of Lehman Street because of it's a major corridor on the northern end of the city.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions from council? All right. And anything from our guests?
Yes, Chris Coyle has a question.
Okay. Chris?
I'm a little slow on the mouse there to unmute. So number one, I assume none of this $25,000 will go toward the infamous Walnut Street paving project. Am I right about that?
That's correct.
And number two, when you say Lehman Street end to center, which end of Lehman Street are you referring to? I thought that's what I heard you say, end to center.
Yes. So correct me if I'm wrong, Robin, but we're starting on the 16th Street side and working in.
16th East.
Yes.
We're actually starting at Freeman Street,
Where's
Okay.
that?
and we're working east. We're estimating to 7th Street. And we will also be doing Church between 8th and
Okay.
7th.
Okay. So Freeman Street East to 7th, that's Lehman, and then Church 8th to 7th.
Correct,
Okay.
depending on the budget.
Right. Yeah, depending on the budget, of course. Okay. That's all I had. Thank you.
All right. Okay. No other questions, Mayor?
No.
All right. And Cheryl, if you would take the vote, please.
Mr. Boast,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Wertz,
Yes.
Chairman Morales,
Yes. 5 yeas, no nays. The motion carries for adopting resolution number 29. Moving on to resolution number 30, authorizing the disposition of various documents in the police department, the Department of Administration, and the Community and Economic Development Office. Do I have a motion for resolution number 30?
Yes, I will make a motion to adopt resolution number 30.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Wayne, thank you. Mayor, if you could maybe fill us in on resolution number 30.
Sure. So again, as we're getting ready for our move to City Hall, we're looking at items that have been in storage for quite some time, using the state's retention schedule. This is the legal and required way to dispose of documents and official records in the city's keeping. Some of the items, this isn't all of them, this is just some of them, but criminal cases over 20 years old, traffic citations from 2014-15, dispatcher logs, those are in the police department, administration, building rentals from 2017 and older, camping permits, insurance claims 2014 and older, key deposits, concession stand lease agreements, and in our community and economic development department, sold loan grants from 2010 and older. So items like that.
Okay. All right. And any questions from council on resolution number 30? From our guest, the media.
Yes, Chris Quayle.
All right, Chris?
So this resolution to dispose of these old documents, it sounds like it's identical to what we did with what we did last month, except from different departments. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, and if I could quickly go back to repaving, the 25,477, I mean, I have the number exact that we're asking from the county. That's not all of the budget of the annual budget for repaving. It just supplements it. Is that correct?
Right. That's the amount that we get directly from the county,
Yeah.
not the state, that we have to expend from the general fund, not from our liquid fuel fund. The rest of
Okay,
the money will come from either the liquid fuel fund or from CDBG monies.
Okay. So this is not liquid fuel money then?
This is liquid fuel money, but
Oh,
in
okay.
Lebanon County, our allotment from the state, actually, there's an additional allotment. It's kind of hard to explain, but it goes through the county and then they filter it down to the local municipalities. But we also get a direct allocation from the state based on our mileage, our miles of streets that are on the liquid fuel listing and our population. It's a combination of a calculation that's determined on the amount of monies that we get.
Not to bog this down, one last thing. Do you know approximately, Mayor, how much we've put in the annual budget total for repaving?
So it varies from year to year.
Right.
And we also supplement it with CDBG funding.
Right.
So like this particular year, it's like over 300,000 that we're putting in from CDBG. But typically we spend anywhere from like around 125,000, give or take 130,000 from CDBG. And then we could spend like 50,000, 90,000 or something like that from the general fund, liquid fuel fund.
Okay. Okay. That's all I have. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Any other questions on resolution number 30, Mayor? If no one else, when hands are up or anything.
No.
Okay. All right. Cheryl, if you'll please call the vote.
Mr. Boast,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Wertz,
Yes.
Chairman Morales,
Yes, that's 5 yeas, no nays. Resolution number 30 is approved. And moving on to our last resolution for the evening, number 31, confirming the appointment of Brian Martin to the City of Lebanon Zoning Hearing Board as an alternate member to fill the unexpired term of Craig Gates, effective March 16th, 2021. And again, as the mayor had explained earlier, we've already talked about this. This is the formality. We have to do this resolution. Correct, Mayor?
Correct. It's to be in compliance with the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code. Yes.
So do we have any questions from council on resolution? Or, I'm sorry, is there a motion for resolution number 31 first?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
it.
I
It
think
was
it
Richard.
was Wayne.
Ooh.
Who was it?
Oh.
Richard.
Oh, no, it might have been a
Can
tie.
we get Jeopardy buzzers, please?
Yeah.
All right, so
My buzzer
there's
stopped
no
working.
further questions on resolution number 31 from council. And from the media, Mayor.
No.
All right, hearing none. Cheryl, if you would please take the vote.
Mr. Boast,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Wertz,
Yes.
Chairman Morales,
Yes, and that's 5 yeas, no nays. Resolution number 31 carries. And that is all that we have on the agenda tonight, on our formal agenda. So I will now open it up for council. Any questions?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Wayne.
if you don't mind, and there's 5 things I'd like to say, but it doesn't take long, okay? Since we have YouTube and people watching and we have media here, again, I talked about this last month. I can't impress enough how much information is on the City of Lebanon, PA government Facebook site. And there's all sorts of tidbits of really good information in all sorts of different areas. There's vaccine information. From Joe Morales from your department. There's spotted lanternfly information, which is becoming within the next couple of weeks will be really being addressed. It's here. There's business COVID-19 assistance programs. I mean, there's something for everybody in this city that gives them all sorts of different things, including, don't forget everybody, the street sweeper is going. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank the guys that are in the machine. They came past my house. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And, but I don't want anybody to get tickets. We're not in the street sweeping business to hand out tickets. We're in the street sweeping business to keep our city looking like that #1 rating we got from the Zoom people. Okay. So, this is not a money maker. This is a city maker. So don't forget about the street sweeper. The other thing I'd like to see and say to finish up, and maybe the police chief, Chief Briner, can help me with this, is that on Saturday, April 24th, from 10 to 2, the DEA and the National Take Back Day. Chief, do you want to say a little bit about that for me? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, no worries. I don't know if my microphone is working or not. If it's working good.
Sound good.
Perfect. Yeah, excellent. So yes, we are partnering again with Drug Enforcement Administration to perform our drug take back. We're hoping that we can get as many people here to dump off their expired or unused prescription drugs or non-prescription drugs at that point too. But the goal is to get the prescription drugs out of the hands of people that don't need it or shouldn't have it. So don't flush it down the toilet. Don't put it in the sink. Don't throw it out in the garbage. Just bring it to us. We'll take care of it and hopefully get a bunch of weight again this year like we did last year. We'll do curbside pickup. All you have to do is pull up. We'll come out to the curb with a box. You throw everything into the box. It's hands-free. We'll all be wearing masks if we still have to do that. We'll all be wearing masks. And yeah, it's a great event. Glad we do it.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief.
Question on that, Chief. Didn't you at one time have a drop-off box?
We still do have a drop-off box.
Where is that box located?
It's in our foyer in the front of our police department, and we still accept drop-offs all day long. We
Okay.
like to do it obviously between 8 and 4 if that's possible when the building is actually open. But yeah, we'll take them all day.
Great.
Chief,
Thank you.
that does not include sharps, right?
That's correct. Yeah, you're not supposed to bring us sharps or liquids.
Sharps can go into the garbage, so.
That's correct. You are correct, Chair.
You
And
put
that
them
take,
in a coffee can, and keep the plastic lid on, or put them in a soda bottle and keep the lid on so that you can protect other people.
Right.
and that take back day again was Saturday, April 24th from 10 to 2. And Chief, thank you for that and for the great job your department does. And again, everybody, City of Lebanon, PA government, all sorts of great information of what is happening and going on within the city to keep, don't say, I never heard about anything. I don't know about anything. It's right there at everybody's fingertips. Okay. And again, thank you for all the departments within the city. They're doing a fantastic job. And that's all I have to share tonight, Chair.
Again, another item that's going on, April 17th is our Day of Caring, which happens yearly, and you can sign up on unitedwaylebco.org. So a lot of great opportunities to get out on a Saturday morning and do some service work in and around the community. I checked out the website today, and there's a lot of great projects. So I would put that out to everyone. Another item that came across my desk was it was great to see that the library has opened up this month as well, and they're with social distancing and masks. So we're kind of seeing that light at the end of the tunnel here with COVID. So, and once again, I'll also bring up from my full-time position with emergency management, we opened up the Kmart vaccination center. We did 3 days last week, extended hours, and we vaccinated, we believe, over 3,000 people. We will be open again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, and 3 days the next week. So we're hoping this is going to continue. You can go to lcdes.org if you want to get on a list to be notified when more vaccine becomes available. We put up Friday, we put up 6,000 appointments for 6,000 doses, and they were gone by mid Saturday. So get the word out there. If you have elderly folks that do not have internet access, they can call our office. We will get them signed up over the phone. So, and of course, if you have internet access, you can go right on from our website, and you can get in there and register to get vaccinated. So good stuff going on. Do we have any other comments from council? And from any of our guests attending, Mayor? No? Okay. Our next meeting will be our pre-council meeting, April 22nd. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. So moved.
Second?
Second that.
All right, Chris, thank you. All right, this meeting is adjourned.